Hello, this is a tradesight trade recap from August 6, 2013. That's a Tuesday. It's a trade we took today on Apple. Charts, as usual, brought to you by eSignal 11. I want to walk you through some of the aspects of this trade, where we came up with it, why we were looking for it, and how it played out, how we picked our entry point. So we use our Seeker and Comer tools on different time frames. So, for example, we're looking for the ultimate 13 buy and sell signals, as many of you know. 15-minute time frames or less, we prefer the Comer. 30-minute time frames or higher, we prefer the Seeker. So on a daily chart, we prefer the Seeker, for example. We also look at the 9-bar setups that then lead to these 13-bar counts, and they also can be pause points or reversal points in the market. So here's a look at the Apple daily chart, first of all. What you'll notice here is that this was as of Monday's close, and you'll see we had a 9-bar setup phase from this nice move up that Apple's been on for for about 2 weeks here. Okay, I'm really going back even further since their last earnings came out. And this is essentially the same run that Apple made last time that their earnings came out back in April as well, you'll notice. So we're back at that same area. What could look like a breakout to a lot of people, and we've basically now set this point right over here. But we have a 9-bar setup phase, and you'll notice over here we had a 9-bar setup phase that led to the downside reversal. So we're again looking for that potentially because we have the 9-bar setup phase on the daily chart. So when we go back a time frame or two, there wasn't anything to see on the 65-minute chart, but on the 30-minute chart, you can see here, this includes Monday's trading. We had a 9-bar setup phase back on Friday that led to the Seeker count itself, that's the red numbers, and that got us to a 13 sell signal on the 30-minute chart of Apple using our Seeker tool. And you can see that that was the high on on Monday, and then we flatlined sideways. So we had the 9-bar setup phase Thursday to Friday, and then the sell signal from the Seeker on Monday. And barely visible behind these yellow numbers is the pink risk line. Okay, this is going to be the area that you would stop out of the trade if you were to sell short the Apple right up here. I like to be a little bit pickier about these trades, and I'll walk you through what that looks like. So finally, let's take a quick look at the 15-minute chart of Apple, and this includes the 15-minute chart is our Comer tool instead of our Seeker tool. This is showing you Monday's action again. And what you're going to notice here is on Monday again we got a 13 sell signal late in the day, and this is your pink risk line. So we've got the 15-minute and the 30-minute sell signals, the proper sell signals for the Comer and the Seeker on Apple. We've also got a 9-bar setup phase completed on the daily chart. All of this, having this many signals, is really hard to just overlook. I mean, you're really expecting some kind of a rollover when you've got that many on that many time frames all at once. So let's take a look initially here at what happened at the open on Monday, and then we're going to roll to the 5-minute time frame. So I'm sorry, on Tuesday. So look at this initial bar on Tuesday. A little gap down, rallied up. We exactly hit. And remember, these risk lines are specific. There's a reason for them. They're not just, oh, if you get above this point, you should cover. They're actually technical resistance and support points in this case. So we got right after that point. Did we get any higher after that? No, we did not. Okay? And look at this. That's going to be your next bar. So let's take a look at how that played out on the 5 minutes so you can see how we picked our entry point. So here's that same opening on Tuesday on the 5-minute chart. Again, the gap down, small gap down, the rush. This was that top point right here from the 30-minute risk line. Okay, on the 30-minute chart. Now we're on the 5-minute chart. And you'll see we start to roll over at that point. So I'm looking for the rollover, but what I'm looking for is, because of all these exhaustion and sell signals that we're seeing, I'm looking for a very specific entry point to get short. And the one that I picked in this particular case, where I thought we would have broken through enough of this trading range, was this area right here. Okay, it's basically the low from the start of Tuesday. It's also the low of this area right here from a specific point on Monday. Okay, so we're looking at this area right here because look how fast this particular move was. Okay, this move up was pretty quick, and if you can break this general area, you've broken all these people that are in up here. You got your sell signals on the various time frames, and let's see how this actually ended up playing out. So we'll go back to bar replay mode, and we just watch the Apple on the 5-minute chart, and I'll put it on autoplay here. Watch how it played out over the course of the day. So nothing initially, and then right here, and you saw it on the 30-minute chart, there's your trigger, and it heads lower and lower. At this point, we've taken a partial profit, and we've got a new 9-bar down setup phase, so now you're looking for maybe the potential of a little support. But at this point, we've already run almost 5 points to the low of this bar. And at this point, you've taken partial profits off, and you can lower your stop using the high of the prior 5-minute bar if you want, or you can use a moving average. At any rate, gives us a very nice move on Apple. And ultimately, by the way, if I play out the rest of the day, and we weren't holding it for the rest of the day, but if I play out the rest of the day, you can see that this is definitely a rollover day. A rollover day that's potentially, look at this, a little bit lower in the afternoon, potentially going to lead to the next phase down in Apple. But a real clear example of how you can pick a trade based on getting our key seeker and Comer signals on various time frames and looking at the 5-minute chart for a support and resistance entry point, rather than just saying I'm going to get short because there's this sell signal. Let's get a little confirmation. Let's find an area that we can break down first and go from there. We'll be in the lab as usual, trading as always. Hope to see you there.